Welcome to your flow class for this month. You may want to have a little block or a hardback book for one of the postures that we come on to later. I'm just going to pop it there at the top of my mat, out of the way for now. When you are ready, come and join me in a seated position and we are going to warm up the body, getting ready for our standing flow. So come and join me seated. Maybe you're raised up on a cushion or a block, one foot in front, the other one just resting behind it. And bring your left hand down, right arm is going to reach up. Take a little bend over as you exhale to the left. Let's inhale up with both arms to the sky. Exhale over to the right. Take that again, inhaling up to the sky, reaching high as you exhale over to the left. Last time as we inhale up, we reach up to the sky, we exhale over to the right. Lovely, come on up with both arms up towards the sky. Bring that right hand down towards the left knee, left fingertips behind, inhale tall, exhale. Take a twist over that left shoulder, let the gaze follow if it wants to, never force it. Back round to the center, take it to the other direction. So the left hand holds the right knee now, right fingertips are behind. We take that inhale tall, we take a gentle twist over that right shoulder and back into center, rolling over our knees, coming to a 4-point kneeling position. So meet me with your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. Fingers spread nice and wide. We're going to take some cat-cow. Let's inhale as we drop our belly, we lift our tailbone, we lift our gaze up into our cow. Exhale, rounding through the spine, the navel draws in, you're in your cat. Inhale into your cow pose, looking up, dropping belly. Exhale into your cat. And one more time, inhaling into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Coming and finding a neutral spine. Let's just pad those hands forward just a little bit as we tuck our toes. Can you hover your knees and just hold? Can you send the weight back towards your heels? Can we now find downward facing dog? Okay, so it's our first downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Take a little bit of movement here. Whatever you want to do. If you want to find your stillness, you find that stillness. Otherwise, a little pedal. And then keeping hands and feet where they are, we'll just roll forward over those wrists, push away the floor, one long line of energy. You're in your plank, and that can be with knees down, or it can be on your toes. Listen to your body today. What does it need? Let's bend those knees and find downward facing dog. And taking that again, rolling forward, finding your plank for today. What is your body asking from you today? It might be different than the last time that you practiced a flow class. So let's bend those knees, find downward facing dog. Looking up at your hands, taking a slow walk. There's always time for energetic bunny hop if you want to as well. Meet me up at the top of the mat, whichever way you got there. Let's inhale. Find that halfway lift where your hands come to your shins or your thighs. Exhale back, down towards your deep forward fold. Let's take a little bend in the knees as you raise those arms up towards the sky. Really reach up high, extended mountain. Exhale all the way back down, deep forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands, shins or thighs. Exhale back down to that deep forward fold. Let's plant our fingertips. We'll step back with our right leg. I'm pausing here in our runner's lunge, just starting to open up through the right hip area here. Ground that right hand down, and the left arm is going to reach open as we twist here. Back knee can be down. Back knee can be lifted. It is your choice. Lovely. Let's bring the left hand back down. Step back into a downward facing dog. Just take a little pedal here. And then looking up at the hands, the right leg lifts a little bit and comes between the hands. Or bring the left knee down and help that right knee up. You're in a runner's lunge. In the other side now, pausing here. If you want to bring that back knee down, you can. Left hand grounds, right arm reaches up. We take a little twist. And then bring that right arm down. We're going to pull back into plank. So we're all going to find plank on our knees now. So bringing your knees to the mat, just pushing that floor away, your strong position here. Shift those shoulders forward, elbows tuck in, and lower yourself slowly towards the mat. When you get down to the mat, bring those arms forward like a number 11 with the elbows underneath the shoulders up into Sphinx. Lowering back down, the hands can come under the shoulders and we push through those hands and we find child's pose. And that variation of vinyasa is just one option for you. Your vinyasas all the way through this class are optional anyway, but that is one type of vinyasa. So we're on our knees, we pull forward, we found Sphinx, and then we came back into child's pose. Let's take that again. So come and find your plank for me, but this time if you want to, you can come onto your toes. And we can take the same movement. So we come forward, we lower down slowly through chaturanga. But this time, instead of Sphinx, maybe you find a little cobra, keeping your hands under your shoulders, lowering back down, tucking toes and finding downward facing dog. So you have two options there. But when I say it's an optional vinyasa, you can also just come straight into downward facing dog or into child's pose. It is your choice. Let's take a breath here just before we begin the flow section of our class. If you're not in downward facing dog, come into downward facing dog now, and we'll begin the flow section of our class. So right leg is going to lift, right leg is going to come between the hands. We push off those hands, we open up to the left side of our mat into warrior two. I'll turn around so you can see me. Front toes are faced forward, back toes are about 45 degrees. Ground into that back foot, especially the pinky toe edge. Reach out through both fingers to the opposite ends of the room. Sink a little lower into that front leg. We're in our warrior two. Pause here. Let's flip that front palm, reach forward. Come overhead with the front arm, back arm finds the back leg, and you're in your reverse warrior. And you are in control of how far you want to go in your reverse warrior. Your practice, your choice, always. Find for me your warrior two again. Let's flip that front palm, reach forward. Front forearm finds front thigh, back arm starts to swing up. And let's have it all the way reaching up to the sky. If you want to take that front arm off the thigh and bring it down so you're in this top to bottom arm position, then you take this as well. It's a version of extended side angle. Pausing here. Lovely. Before we come back through our warrior two, we're going to pivot on the back foot, hands frame the front foot, and step back into our plank. From here, you have an optional vinyasa. So either come to the knees or stay on your toes. I'm taking the knees version this time. We come all the way down towards the mat. I scoop up into Sphinx. I lower back down with my hands under my shoulders. I then find child's pose. You can come straight to child's pose, to downward facing dog, if you want to. Take a moment, take a breath. Before we all find downward facing dog, and we take that on the other side. Left leg lifts this time. Left leg comes between the hands. We push off those hands. We open up into our warrior two. Nearly lost it then. Back foot is 45 degrees. We're reaching out with those fingertips. We're growing tall from the crown of our head as that front leg bends. Pause here in your warrior two. Before you flip that front palm, reach forward and find your reverse warrior with your front arm coming overhead. Back arm is in control because it's going up and down the leg as much as you want to. Pause here for breath. Before you re-find your warrior two, and then we flip that front palm again, we just reach forward. That front forearm finds the front thigh, and the back arm is going to come overhead with fingertips pointed upwards. If you want to take that bottom arm off now, you can do and find this deeper variation of extended side angle. One more breath here. Before we come all the way back through our warrior two, we pivot on the back foot, hands frame the front foot. We step back into plank. Holding here in your plank, everybody. One breath here, and then it's optional vinyasa time, or straight to child's pose or downward facing dog. This time I'm going to take it on my toes. So I come through a chaturanga and I scoop up into cobra, or maybe for some of you upward facing dog, before I find my downward facing dog. Take a breath here. We are going to add on to that sequence in just a moment. If you are in child's pose, find your downward facing dog now. From our downward facing dog, the right leg is going to lift. We're going to bend that right leg and bring knee towards our nose. We're going to hug it into our chest. Back into our three-legged dog. The right knee is going to come towards the right tricep. It might not meet it, just head it there. Back into a three-legged dog. And then the right knee is going to come underneath and across the body towards the left tricep. Back into that three-legged dog. Right foot comes between the hands. We push up into our warrior two. So we are here in our warrior two. I'm still watching. Flip that front palm, reaching forwards, and then find that reverse warrior for me. Sink as low as you want to go. Come and refine your warrior two. Flip the front palm, reach forwards. Find your extended side angle. So perhaps that bottom arm is down, fingertips floor or block. Top arm is maybe reaching up. From this position, can you just straighten your front leg? So we are now in a triangle pose. So really similar to the extended side angle, but our front leg is straight. Pausing and holding your triangle. Lovely. Before we take a bend into that front leg, just a little bend to pivot on our back foot, hands frame our front foot, step back and hold your plank. Let's hold our plank here now, pushing that floor away. You can have your knees to the mat. You can have your knees up. It is your choice. It's time for that optional vinyasa. Are you coming straight to child's pose, downward facing dog, or are you coming with me as we come through your variation of chaturanga into your variation of sphinx, cobra, up dog, and then back into child's pose or downward facing dog. Take a breath here, pause. We're going to do all of that on the other side. If you found child's pose, find downward facing dog for me now. Left leg lifts. Left knee bends, it comes towards the nose, you hug it into your chest. Back into a three-legged dog. Left knee comes towards the left tricep. Don't worry if it doesn't meet it, just aim that way, back into a three-legged dog. Left knee comes across over to the right tricep. Back into that three-legged dog. Left foot comes between the hands. Push on up. Find for me your warrior two. Sink into your warrior two. Pause, take a breath. Before we flip that front palm, we reach forward, we find our reverse warrior. Looking up, looking down, wherever feels best for you. Come back into your warrior two. Flip that front palm, reach forward. Front forearm finds front thigh. Back arm comes up and points up towards the sky. Option to bring that arm down. Fingertips on block or fingertips on mat. Take a breath here before you just slowly straighten the front leg. And you're in triangle pose. We're pausing here in our triangle pose, taking a breath again on this side. Lovely, take a bend into that front leg and then pivot on the back foot as the hands frame that front foot. We step back and we hold our plank. Pausing here, pushing that floor away. It's time for that optional vinyasa, child's pose or downward facing dog. So I'm going to take the knee down variation this time. I'm coming down. I'm scooping up into sphinx. I'm lowering back down, hands under shoulders, and finding child's pose. Ooh, that's the second section done. There's only one more section, one more little posture to add on to our sequence. So take your breath here. You are doing great. If you are not in downward facing dog, let's find downward facing dog now. So we are in our downward facing dog now, all of us. You know where we're going. Right leg is going to lift. Right knee to nose, you hug it into the chest. Back into a three-legged dog. Right knee comes across to the right tricep. Back into a three-legged dog. Right knee comes across to the left tricep. Back into a three-legged dog, and then right foot comes between the hands. We push on up. We open out into our warrior two. Pause here, take a breath. Before you flip that front palm, you just get that extension forward and then come overhead with your reverse warrior. You are in control. where you want to go with your reverse warrior. And then come back through your warrior two. As we flip that front palm, we reach forward. We find an extended side angle. So top arm can reach the sky in this variation. Bottom front forearm can stay on our front thigh or fingertips to the floor. Pausing here before you straighten that front leg. So you're in your triangle. I'm going to turn around so you can see me now. Pause one more breath in your triangle. And then coming all the way back up, and you've got the option to find triangle again or grab your block. Bring the weight into your front right foot. Have your block at its highest height underneath your right shoulder and start to lift your back leg. Maybe you stay here. Maybe your back leg comes up, more like it's a 90-degree angle. Toes are flexed. Perhaps some of you may even have your arm up towards the sky and you're in your half moon. And we're holding half moon just for a breath or two. You're doing great. Remember, there's lots of variations of half moon. Your leg does not need to be up as high as mine. Lovely. Bend into that front leg. Bring that back leg down. Hands frame the front foot. Step back into plank. Pause in your plank. You know it's the optional vinyasa or straight to child's pose or downward facing dog. I'm coming through the vinyasa to stick with those of you that are still doing vinyasas with me. We've got cobra, we've got up dog, and then we can find child's pose or downward facing dog. There is one last section to do here now. We just need to do the other side. Take your breath here. Before the left leg lifts, left knee comes in towards your nose, you hug it into your chest. Back into a three-legged dog. Left knee towards left tricep. Back into the three-legged dog. Left knee over towards right tricep. Oh, it's getting hard now. Back into a three-legged dog before the left foot comes between the hands. I push off my hands, I open up, and we take a pause in our warrior two. I'm just going to grab my block so it's in the right place for later. We all know what's coming up in just a second. Take a break, take a breath. Flip that front palm, reach forward, come and find for me your reverse warrior. Looking up, looking down, wherever is most comfortable for you. Find for me your warrior two. Flip that front palm, reach forward, find your extended side angle with the top arm raised in this variation. Take a breath here before you straighten that front leg. You are now in your triangle. Pause, open up, top shoulder opens up here. One more breath. Raise yourself up. Decide if you're going to come back through triangle again, or if you want to try the half moon, in which case, weight into the front foot. Hand finds that block on the highest height, and you start to raise the back leg. Hand can stay on hip, and we can keep raising that back leg. Maybe it comes to this 90-degree angle. Toes are flexed. Maybe some of you bring your hand up, and you're in half moon on this side. And we are pausing here. We're taking a breath. We're loving our half moon through gritted teeth. One more breath in your half moon. It's one of Trix's long breaths. You're doing brilliantly. Bring yourself down so your hands frame your front foot and you're stepping back into plank. It is the last optional vinyasa, or straight to child's pose or downward facing dog. So I'm going to do it with you through the chaturanga, scooping up and then finding our downward facing dog or our child's pose. Take a breath here. We finish with the flow section. We just have one tiny little thing to just do at the end. So take your breath. If you're not in downward facing dog, come and find downward facing dog for me now. And then we're all going to drop our left knee to the mat, bring our left hand more to the middle of the mat, open up to the right side, and you are inside plank. Left knee can stay down, or you can come into full side plank. Okay, you can lift up that right leg. See if I can do it. There we go. We can lift up the right leg and take a star. We can have it down. We can have that bottom knee down. I've chatted. Let's count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and just literally roll round onto the other side. So I'd have my right hand just more underneath my right shoulder. The right knee can be down this time, the left leg is long, or that bottom leg can come out, or the top leg can lift. Your choice. Top arm reaches up if you want it to. I've chatted, so it's just a count of 5. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself, hands to the mat, knees to the mat. Just sit back into child's pose for me, taking 1 breath. And from here, we are simply going to focus on the breath, coming into and out of the body. Taking a few moments here just to calm down the breath. If you have time in your day, feel free to come and take Shavasana. But if you need to get on with your day, just slowly now bring yourself through all 4s. And join me here just for a moment. You did really well. That was a really fiery flow class. I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Namaste.